Video, we're going to talk about how to create some qualitative graphs for data. So first we need to know the difference between qualitative and quantitative data. So quantitative data is numbers. Qualitative data is more like a quality or a categorical type of data. So in this case, we have our favorite movie genre data here. And the type of movie genre, that is definitely qualitative data. And so as we go through this, we're treating this as qualitative data. Yes, we have numbers here, but these are just the number of people who decided that each genre was their favorite genre, movie genre, when asked. But the data itself, we can't average this and get anything that makes sense, so it's qualitative data. So our first qualitative data graph is going to be a pie chart, and I'm going to show you how to do that in Excel here. So we're going to take and highlight the data. So I'm just clicking the mouse and I'm dragging it across our data. I can also use the cursor and hold down Shift and hit the right arrow and then hit the down arrow to highlight my data. Then I'm going to go to my Insert ribbon, and here in the middle are all of our charts. Okay, so we want to make a pie chart. So we're going to click here on the pie chart, and we have a lot of different options. I'm just going to go with the most basic one, and here is our pie chart. Now I want to make sure that the reader of this pie chart can get as much information as possible. So I'm going to make sure that I add an appropriate title, and that's going to be favorite movie genre. And I also, it's hard, like you can hover over and get information about each of these things, like 30% is comedy and so on and so forth. But I think it's easier if we were going to display this, if we were going to copy and paste this into a Word document to present it or something, we would want the data to be present on there. So I'm going to go up. First, I need to make sure that I'm under chart design, which only shows up when I have a chart highlighted. So when I click on the chart, we get this chart design menu. And if I go to chart elements, I can add labels. I'm going to do a data callout, and then we have that data is now more visible on our graph. I'm going to use the same qualitative data to make a bar graph, and bar graphs again are going to be used for qualitative data. We wouldn't really use it for quantitative data. Instead, we would use a histogram, which will be covered in a future video. So I'm going to highlight my data. I'm going to go to the Insert ribbon, and then I'm going to choose this one. That's my column graph, which is different from this statistical one. This is where the histogram, and we're going to do a box and whisker plot later too. This is where our bar chart is, our column graph. So we're going to do a 2D column graph. There it is. We want to give it the same title. Favorite movie genre. We're in the chart design menu, so if you ever got off of this somehow, it's okay. You can just go to chart design, add chart elements. Now, if you're doing this on a Windows machine, when you hover over, when the graphic is already highlighted, you should see a plus sign right about here. And when you click on that plus sign, you can also add chart elements right from there, and it's actually faster. So if you're using Windows, that is one advantage. Otherwise, everything should look approximately the same. So I'm going to add a primary horizontal axis and a vertical axis. And this, actually, I don't need the horizontal axis because we already have all of them labeled. But I would like to label this number of people. And there we go. We have our qualitative graphs. We have our pie chart and we have our bar graph. I recommend that you go and get this original file that has the data in it and you follow along to create both of these charts so that you're familiar with how to do it. See you in the next video.